good morning, good afternoon to all. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Let me start by congratulating my sister Christina for her leadership in organizing this Africa Dialogue series. This is a crucial time for global and Africa food security. The global report on food crisis released this month by FAO and partners revealed that 193 million people across 53 continents or territories are acutely food insecure. 119 million are in Africa. Africa, with over 280 million undernourished people, needs significant investment to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2063. Driving from this green picture are conflict, the climate crisis, and economic fallout from COVID-19, and it has been already repeated by previous speakers. The Ukraine war is pushing up food and fertilizer prices, adding greater pressure on already struggling African communities and compromising the next planting season. In Africa, 24 net food importing countries rely on Russia and Ukraine for more than 20% of their wheat, and Russia is a major supplier of fertilizer to 12 countries. This, coupled with rising fuel prices, will aggravate the fragile fiscal balance of many African countries, already strained by the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not act now, we risk trapping generation of people in cycles of hunger and destabilization. But as it has been said, we need to transform this crisis into opportunity. Last week, the Director General in the United Nations Security Council highlighted that to prevent an acceleration of acute food insecurity, we must expand local cereal and vegetable production with cash and critical inputs and protect livestock with vaccines, feed, and water. Let me offer you 4 avenues for action to help countries build resilience and absorb shocks. 1, diversity. Diversity in input sources, production mixes, output markets, and supply chain creates multiple pathways for absorbing shocks. The African Continental Free Trade Area is an excellent opportunity in this respect. 2nd, connect people to markets. Well-connected agri-food networks absorb local disruption by shifting sources of supply and channels for transport, marketing, inputs, and labor. 3, develop small and medium agri-food enterprise, cooperatives, consortia, and cluster to maintain domestic agri-food value chain and limit impacts of shocks. And 4, build and strengthen resilience in rural low-income households, especially small-scale producers through education, non-farm employment, cash transfer, and access to social protection and basic services such as clean water and sanitation. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, we must transform agri-food systems to be more efficient, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable. This can only be done by empowering smallholders, the women, men, and youth, who are the backbone of the continent's agriculture production. They can play a major role in transforming agri-food system if key enabling factors are in place. What they need? They need secure, equitable access to land, finance, and technology. To benefit from expanding trade opportunities. Smallholders must have fair access to markets, timely data and market information, services, rural infrastructure, and digital tools. As was often said, we need to be inclusive and evidence-based digital transformation so that appropriate technology reaches those who need it most, especially youth and women. In this regard, strategic alliance and partnerships that strengthen science, policies, and institutions are core elements to transform African agriculture and leverage science. We also need to scale up quality investment. It's not only the quantity, we need the quality investment in sustainable land and water management and restoration of degraded terrestrial and marine ecosystem. We just came back from COP15 in Abidjan, called Africa COP, where the question of restoration of productive land has been discussed. And we need resilience and productive ecosystem, which are the foundation of sustainable agri-food system. As the Secretary General said in his opening remarks, we need massive investment in resilience. Investing in agriculture and rural livelihoods is 7 to 10 times more cost-effective than traditional emergency assistance and support farmers to produce nutritious food and locally. Financing strategies should increase coherence so that funding is directed to those producing our food. Last, but far from least, we need absolutely focus on gender equality and women empowerment. As we heard during this series, if you want to feed Africa, we have to start at household level. In this context, when it comes to nutrition and well-being, women are at the center. Distinguished guests, friends, colleagues, the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2063 sparked optimism that we could build a better future and a world without hunger. Let's not lose that hope. I call on all countries, on all of us in this call, to double our efforts to work better together. FAO stands ready to support members in this call to action. Thank you.